This is CPE 225. This is Introduction to the course. Essentially, I'm going to go over the syllabus first, and we're going to talk about some other important items. So this is typically I teach as a hybrid course. I try to make it flip, but it's really not. I'm going to do my best to pre-record the lectures as time permits, of course. The idea is you attend the lecture after looking at the pre-recorded videos so you know what's going on in the lecture and you can actually ask good questions. So all the lecture material and video is generally from the texts. I do a lot of example problems, and then that's really to make up the course. So the TAs, I'm not sure if they'll give me a TA or not because of the low enrollment in the course, but we'll see what they can do. There's a student survey assignment out there, and that gives me sort of a feel for what's going on with the students in the course, so please fill that out. And it gives me a chance to kind of deal with any issues you may be having with the course. Please go fill that out. You don't have to fill it out, but it will help me, and it does not affect your grade in any way. So I'm not a stranger here. I've been teaching here for like 20 plus years. I thought I would give you some personal information there. I did the K through 12, kindergarten through 12th grade in a very isolated town. It was very white, completely non-diverse. I was very unchallenged, and it was very boring. High school. I mean, education was very boring. I discovered music when I was 16, and I spent the next 7 years working as a musician before I started back in academia. I started at community college, so I was a transfer student. I transferred to Cal Poly in fall 1986. I was an older student at 25 years old. And academia in general, ton of pressure at every level to perform. They're always testing you. It's really troubling, and it's still that way. It hasn't really changed much at all. I work as a luthier, which means I will work on your stringed instrument, particularly violin, cello, and viola, God forbid. And if you got bows, I will rehear them. So my main requirement for the class is you learn course material before the final exams. I don't really care how you learn it. There is an issue of plagiarism, which I'll talk about in a second. Since my experience as a student was that I was super good at memorizing solutions. I was super good at guessing what the teacher would put on the exam. So in the end, I didn't really learn that much. I got good grades, but I just didn't learn anything. And as a teacher, I'm going to absolutely prevent you from doing the same thing I did. You got to learn this course material, and I'm going to test you on whether you learned it or not. As far as cheating goes, when I was a student, I had everyone's old work, and I used that to help me learn. I don't consider it cheating if you have someone else's own work. I know this is an issue in this class because I haven't taught the class before, so there isn't a lot of work out there. But I will use my other materials, so not a big deal. It's all out there to help you learn, and so use it in that way. As far as my respect policy goes, is people only thing I want you to do is if I'm talking, like a lecture or something like that, I want you to not talk loudly. So do whatever you want, work on your phone, your computer, do whatever you want, but just do it quietly. That includes talking to your partner or lab partner or whatever. My quirks are that I have really bad hearing. I do have hearing aids, but they're not the end all be all. So I want everyone to treat each other with respect. We're all in this together. We're all doing the hardest. We're all working hard to be successful here. Let's help each other out. By all means, if you're sick, do not come to class. If I get sick, I will not power through it. I will stay at home until I'm not sick. And essentially what that means is I will teach online, which is, less than optimal. Your mission is to learn in this class, and I know a lot of the stuff from past experience. Students use a lot of AI to do their stuff, and it's just really troubling. I don't really care. I mean, I ask you a question and you give me an answer. I can't really say, hey, you used AI or that. But in the end, when you take the final exams, you will not be able to access AI. So you need to learn it one way or another. If AI helps you, by all means, use it. Plagiarizing is an issue here. There's not that many old materials out there. Quizzes, I don't really consider it plagiarizing, but like I said, sometimes I see a lot more than I lead on, but it's really, I don't expect it to be an issue in this class. And if you plagiarize, I will lower the grades, but I don't see it as being an issue here. So I do work with the quizzes. I think probably talked about this in the syllabus, and I like giving a weekly quiz, and it acts as a milestones, and the idea is if I give you that quiz, you should know that material. So if you know the material, great. If you don't know it, it's your chance to say, hey, I need to catch up on this. Typically, I will put the quizzes on Canvas. I don't really have any intentions of doing in-person quizzes, but I may change that. The idea is in-person quizzes are shorter, but it eats up class time, and class time is the time I work, like working directly with students on this one. I expect you. So I look the other way. If you're working together on quizzes, you're going to have all day to do them, 24 hours on Friday to do it. I write a new quiz every Friday. There's no really old quiz material for you to look at, but I think real quickly you'll get an idea of what's on the quizzes, and it won't be a big deal. Oftentimes, by the end of the quarter, when I'm writing exams, I go back and look at what I put on the quizzes, and a lot of that stuff appears on the exams. My motto as a teacher is not don't threaten and don't bribe, but here's some threats and bribes. So late submissions, I do take a little bit off on that thing, kind of on a daily basis, etc., etc. But at some point, if it's really late, I may not even grade it. So here's your formula to handle late submissions. So it's actually an interesting formula because if you look at it, if you turn everything in on time, it actually ends up being a plus for you. I do the grading myself. As class is purely code. I guess maybe some of it's not, but most of the stuff you're going to be submitting is code, and I want the code to look absolutely perfect. Okay, if it's not perfect, I'll either dock points on it or ask you to resubmit it. The idea is if it's not perfect, it's harder to grade, and I inclined to do a less good job of grading it. So make your code really good. Yeah, so find a style file and follow it. I'll kick out some style files for assembly and C. Like I said, properly formatted code. It's easier to read and understand for you. Supports reuse as well. And the idea is, and this is a big thing for me as I'm grading it, and it's just easy for me to determine whether it's working or not. And in the big picture, we're all too busy to read your code, of course, so we're going to assume that your code looks good, that it is good, and so this is a good job thing for you. In my past jobs, people thought I wrote great code because it absolutely looked great from standing 6 feet away. And like I said, if it doesn't look good, I may just ask you to resubmit it. Some big issues here. Cal Poly, big pretentious university, name school. I encourage you not to buy into the hype. We're all working hard to do the best we can. We should be supporting each other. And I say the work you do is generally rewarded, and I encourage you to work hard in this thing. Generally speaking, I save this. Flashy projects are overly hyped, and the idea is I don't know. My opinion is if the high grades should go to the accolades should go to the people who learn the most in the class, not the people who know the most. Because a lot of people will know this stuff before coming to class, and it becomes kind of intimidating to people who don't know the class. So on that note, don't let anything or anyone tweak you on this thing. We're all doing the best we can in this once again. Yeah, and it's oftentimes you see other people who apparently know more than you do, but I absolutely encourage you not to be intimidated by that. They know what they know because they worked hard at it. You're not less because you don't know it. You're just you're not as far along on the same road that they are on. That's it, folks.